Hi, this is Lindsey Millar here with your daily headlines. Today, Governor Asa Hutchinson announced Mike Preston, who's currently the Director of Government Relations for Enterprise Florida, to serve as the head of the Arkansas Economic Development Commission. Enterprise Florida is like the Arkansas Economic Development Commission, except it's a public-private partnership. Preston has what it takes to make Arkansas a leader in job creation, said Hutchinson. He replaces Grant Tennille, who had the position during Governor Mike Beebe's administration. Perhaps Tennille's finest hour was when he gave a speech saying that Arkansas should end its legal discrimination of gay people, and said that it would be a boon to economic development if we did so. So it was fitting today that just after Preston was announced to head the ADC, that Chad Griffin, Arkansas native and head of the Human Rights Campaign, the nation's largest LGBT advocacy group, held a press conference in the state capitol saying that his group had purchased an ad that will appear in the San Jose Mercury News, the largest newspaper in Silicon Valley, announcing that Arkansas has closed the business because of discrimination. He also invited Governor Hutchinson to go with him to New York to meet with 250 Fortune 500 and other major corporation leaders who all scored a perfect 100 on the HRC Equality Index, just to illustrate how many business leaders there are who, and just corporations generally, who think that equality is a key component to when determining whether a place is suitable for business. Further bringing this to light, today Indiana signed in a law that's very similar to House Bill 1228 that allows people and businesses to discriminate against gays and lesbians on so-called religious grounds. Today in Indiana, after that passed, CEO of Salesforce, the marketing technology firm, a giant company, which last year, or no, in 2013, bought for, let's see, $2.5 billion, a company in Indiana. When Indiana's governor signed this law today, the CEO of Salesforce said that they were pulling all business from Indiana. And he'd warned all along that this would happen. There's already threat of a major convention being canceled in Indiana after this. So there are consequences. HB 1228 is likely to be considered in the Senate tomorrow. It will surely pass there. Then it goes to the House. It will surely pass there. Governor Hutchinson has said that he will sign it. So it's likely to go into effect. I perhaps only hope is the courts at this point. It really is a sad day for Arkansas, and sad number of days. Meanwhile, check out David Kuhn's cover story on why it's important in the face of all this that Little Rock pass an anti-discrimination ordinance. There's, of course, been a bill that was signed into law, allowed to go into law despite Hutchinson not signing it, that prevents municipalities from having local ordinances that do away with LGBT discrimination. Those are surely going to be challenged in the court, so it's important that municipalities go ahead and do it for that side of things, but also just symbolically, and for the interim until the law goes into effect later this summer. I think David really movingly lays out the case for why it's important, most notably in the section where he details the stories of people in the community who've experienced abuse and discrimination, including a young transgender man who says that as soon as he's finished with school, he's out of here. He says, this isn't a place where I can see myself building a life. Is that really who we want to be? And David talks about the civil rights era in Central High, and the pictures that we see looking back today. You see the famous Will Counts picture. Do you want to be the people who are yelling from the sidelines um, racial epithets. I mean, that's the equivalent of what we're doing today, but with our LGBT neighbors. Lots going on. Otherwise, at state capitol, both chambers are trying to push through as much legislation as they can, and in the final days of March, they can wrap by the end of the month. The House, again, is going to meet into the evening. Check the Arkansas blog for the latest on that. Just a few things. The House Committee on Public Health today advanced a bill that would require the Department of Workforce Services to do drug testing on people who receive certain benefits. And Republicans continue to be for local control, except when they're not. Senator Jason Rapert is trying to push through a bill that would take regulation of Uber, the app transportation company, away from municipalities and put it in the hands of the state, change some of the regulation on insurance, change the limitations for the age of the car and the age of the driver, and exempt records from the Freedom of Information Act. So there's lots more stuff out there. Make sure you check the Arkansas blog. I'm Lindsey Millar. We'll be back with you tomorrow. Thanks.